Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Elder Ford in Tampa, Florida, and guess what? We have a very, very special truck. This is a 2020 Roush F-150 Nightmare. But before we dive into this supercharged power pack punch F-150, let's talk about what's going on here. So a lot of people, when they think of a performance Ford truck, they automatically think Raptor, and that makes sense. Raptor comes from Ford, that twin turbo V6 EcoBoost engine. Well, guess what? Many of you, like myself, remember a truck called the Lightning. The Lightning was made by SVT, Special Vehicle Teams within Ford, and that really was a street truck with a lot of power from the factory. Now, unfortunately, Ford has not brought back the Lightning as of any time soon, but what they have done is they're working with other names, big names like Roush, like Shelby, American, and Tuscany that are bringing that power pack punch to the F-150 platform. Now, what's great about the Nightmare is that in a way, it's a little bit of a sleeper because you're not getting some crazy additional body changes to the exterior, but what you are getting that's changed is a supercharger added to that Coyote 5-liter V8. So let's go ahead, dive into this Roush Nightmare and see, really, is it the ultimate when it comes to that sleeper style street performance truck. Right off the bat, race red. I'm so glad that this one's race red because remember, Jack Roush, a lot of racing history, not only himself as a racing driver, but of course his NASCAR Cup team, his Trans Am teams, even sports car endurance racing. His teams have won it all and they win it in a big way. So at the front of the business, it's looking like an F-150. You have your stock factory Ford lights, fog lamps. What is changed, you're probably asking me, is this center grille. So you're gonna get the Roush name stamped in there by Jack Roush himself. He actually gets it all heated up and really just puts it right there on this custom blacked out grille. You're gonna get the auxiliary lighting. Now, normally you would see that on the Raptor because the Raptor is actually wider than your standard F-150. This Roush Nightmare is not actually wider, but they do put it there for aesthetic purposes, and it does give it a little bit of a unique look. I like the massive intakes that they have in the lower corners, and I'm gonna have Victor earn his keep here and have him show you the active shutters. So right now they're fully open. Those shutters close and open depending on what type of driving you're doing to help with, of course, aerodynamic efficiency. And then you have this large open area that's gonna help with the cooling for that big supercharged V8. We go up onto the hood, what do we have? We have a nice flat black stripe in the center, looks clean, stock F-150 hood, but just adding a little bit of flat black changes the whole appearance. Now, as we come around the bend, here's where we see something that's not so sleeper-esque. We have these maximized 5-star wheels. These things are beautiful, 22-inch, flat black. You got the Roush name in the center. Really, I think fits the side, that street performance truck look. Behind that, all your suspension bits are stock factory, and you could also see that the braking system is stock factory. So you're not seeing a lot of handling performance that's been added or braking performance, but definitely, like that hood says, you see it right on the side, Roush charged. We're talking about supercharged power pack punch. Now, when we go down the fender, I do like the way it's got the color match fender flare, and then you're gonna get the custom badge that's been added, the Nightmare, to your standard F-150 badge. I love the hockey stick stripe that goes down the side. Really fits well with the Roush brand and just highlights the side of the truck very nicely. You do have those running boards, real simple, super clean, helps with the street look of the truck. We go down the side, here's where it really gets interesting. So at the tail end of the business, you're gonna get this beautiful slash cut, nice brushed aluminum Roush tuned exhaust. And then when we get to the back, what are the changes on the Nightmare? A very subtle flat black, just like on the hood. We have flat black with the Roush name, and you even have Nightmare. I'm sure Victor's gonna show it off. It almost blends in so clear as a regular Nightmare that you're having, but full towing capability. And then of course you're gonna get, which I forgot to unlock the truck, we'll show you in a second, the tailgate area. But let's go ahead, let's pop the hood first, then we'll come back to the tailgate and really show you the power of this Roush Nightmare. All right guys, we got the hood popped. Underneath that hood, something very special. It's gonna give a lot of your competition some nightmares. That is a Coyote 5-liter V8 with a supercharger. So what Roush does is they add that Roush TVS R2650 supercharger. That's gonna make this Coyote sing to a melody of 650 horsepower, 610 pound-feet of torque. It's all routed through that 10-speed automatic transmission, 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds. You get that Roush dual-tip catback exhaust, the lowering springs, the 22-inch wheels. Look at this custom air intake tube. It is massive. I could actually fit Victor's head inside that tube. And then over here we have this custom air box. I love the way you can see that K&N filter. It's like peeking through the plastic there, and how that ram action, even the touches. I'm gonna let Victor kind of showcase. Look at this, you have that powered by Roush badge here, custom built with that person's name there. Nice touches. That's all about the enthusiast. And boy, oh boy, this truck is gonna haul the mail. Let's go take a look at that bed, since we haven't seen it yet, to see how much mail we could haul in this truck that does 0 to 60 in less than 4 seconds. Those custom 22-inch wheels, just want to show them once again, look absolutely beautiful. 285 on the width. So you're getting a good amount of rubber to get the traction to the ground. There's that catback Roush exhaust. And then when we get to the back, just like any other Ford product, we open up that tailgate. You do have the nice, easy to use step system. You got your bed liner with LED lighting, and even the touch there with Jack Roush's signature in the back glass window. Hand signed every single time. He uses a new pen and then puts the pen in the glove compartment with a ribbon around it for the owner. So let's go ahead though, let's get to the interior and see what the Nightmare brings to the table. All right, guys, we're on the inside of the Nightmare. I know you're probably saying to yourself, Joe, I always wanted a Lightning. I know Ford doesn't make it, but boy, oh boy, this Roush Nightmare is making some of my dreams actually come true. How much is it? Is that gonna give me a nightmare when I hear the price? MSRP, the way that this one is optioned, is right at $77,000. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels. Now the door panels are total stock F-150 pieces. There's some hard plastic there, but the good news is you do have a soft armrest and enough pockets down there where you could go to Chipotle and buy everybody extra guac on their burritos. And remember that guac does cost extra. The challenge is for me at $77,000, hard plastic. You do have your nice little Twinkie tray here. I'm glad that Ford does that. You are gonna get your power hookup, which is great. The only part is that there's not a lot of other extras here for the price. Now I'm gonna have Victor kind of jump inside and show you. Up top is where they put the number plate. I wish they would put this somewhere a little bit more visible, but it has the serial number built in the good old US of A. You got your 8-inch infotainment system, navigation, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. It's that sync system. It is dated, but it works really, really well. You do have your 4x4 capability. Here's a zonk. You have your standard AC controls, no dual climate. You do have heated seats, but no ventilated seats. That's another zonk for $77,000. We open up the lid, large cubby down there where you could fill it up with Skittles, taste the rainbow all day long in your Nightmare, and then, or you could throw them at your competitors. When you beat somebody, throw them some Skittles, have them taste the rainbow because you just gave them a Nightmare. But 2 USBs, we close that up. You do have your 2 cup holders, your Slim Jim holder here. Jack Roush loves Slim Jims. He actually once ate 47 Slim Jims during the Daytona 500. It made him sick, but they wound up winning with Mark Martin, so good for him. 10-speed automatic transmission, that's gonna shift that 10-speed. I'm gonna have to shut it off because here is your key fob. Now what's nice is Roush goes the extra mile and puts their logo on the key fob, but it is literally a key fob. So no push button start for $77,000. Standard armrest, which is good, it's soft, and you're gonna get all of that space because guess what? We have the safe in here where you can lock up just about anything. You can put the Hope Diamond in there, lock it up, nobody's gonna find it, I promise. And then to wrap it off, I like the Nightmare embroidery. The red Alcantara is tasteful. The leather seating is great. That's really where you're paying the money. You're getting some nice looking seats. You're getting that safe for the Hope Diamond. You got the Roush name across the top of the windshield. You do have a panoramic sunroof. It's kind of weird. No push button start, but panoramic sunroof. Kind of like a mixed bag of options in here. But why don't you come over to the business end? I want to show you behind the wheel of this Nightmare. All right, guys, business time. You do have your seat controls, very easy to get to. You got your Roush branded all-weather protection so you don't make your carpet all dirty and cause a real nightmare for whoever's cleaning your truck. And then really kind of the last letdown for me, for the front end of the truck, is going to be the horn button. It's just your standard Ford horn button. It would have been nice to have a Roush horn button, so we're definitely going to zonk that, but you do get Roush specific gauges. And one thing also that I like is put your attention on the shift indicator down there where it says park, reverse, neutral, drive, and manual shift mode. The R is the Roush branding, which is really great. You do have the smaller display, but I do like the analog auxiliary gauges. Why don't we go ahead, let's get to the back seat and see whether your passengers are going to be dreaming and sleeping soundly, or they're going to be freaked out because of the lack of amenities in this Nightmare. All right, guys, backseat time. The good news is your passengers are going to have plenty of room to sleep soundly back here. You're probably going to wake them up as you do burnouts with your supercharged V8. That's what I would do. I remember when I was younger, and my younger brother, who's 10 years younger than I am, his name is Michael, when he was 10 and I was 20, and I had my Corvette, I would take him for a ride in it. Sometimes he would fall asleep from the droning of the exhaust. So what I would do is I would just do a big burnout to scare the hell out of him. So I guess my Corvette was like a nightmare for him. There you go. But back here, you are going to get your 2 cup holders, and then they got you covered connectivity-wise. So nothing to worry about that with your home power source, 2 USBs, and a 12-volt. No heated seats and no ventilated seats, but you do have plenty of room, and you're bringing the custom seating back here. So you have the Nightmare embroidery. The Alcantara is very tasteful. No armrests. So hopefully nobody else is sitting back here, and then you could just lay out. If there is somebody sitting back here, use them for an armrest. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to the best part of any dream. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's take this Roush Nightmare for a spin. All right, guys, we're in the Roush Nightmare. What's great about this truck is that it feels just like a standard F-150. All the things you love about the F-150 happen in this truck. I could feel just a little bit lower. It's got a little bit lowering springs that they put in it. But other than that, even with the 22-inch wheels, it rides really nicely down the road. Let's see what on throttle feels like once these cars stop swerving all over the place. But on throttle, yeah! Wow! So I'm telling you right now, that 10-speed automatic transmission drops, and it's almost like a slingshot action. It's like being pulled into a slingshot and let go and released. That's what it feels like going through the 10-speed with that supercharged power. And it's funny because this actually feels faster to me than some of the other more powerful trucks that we've driven on Rady's rides. So, like I said, 0 to 60 around 3.8 seconds or so. You're definitely going to be able to get the job done when you are doing your light-to-light drag racing and taking people's pink slips from them. All right, driving down the road, really crazy to think that you have a F-150 with over 600 horsepower. And to know that at any given moment, you go on throttle and you're going to leave people behind like they're going backwards. I think that's half the fun in this type of truck. The catback exhaust has a nice deep sound. It's not overly loud. You're not going to get a crazy amount of tension. If this truck was all blacked out with no graphics, nobody would even know. Even with the custom wheels on it, nobody would even know that it's something that has that kind of performance capability. And you know what? I'm digging it because it causes your competition to wonder what the hell just happened. And I kind of like that idea. Just like freak them out. Where'd that truck come from and how'd it go so fast? All right, guys, waiting for this light to turn green. On throttle, here we go. Little bit of smoking if you got them. Yeah. I tell you, it's got a freaking cool sound. Not the type of supercharger whine that you crave for, but it has a little sprinkling of it along with a lot of induction noise. So that really kind of changes the whole personality of this truck and just makes it extra fun and really that truck that you want to drive. You want to get behind the wheel of every single day. There's not much else to say about the driving experience. It is your Ford F-150 driving experience, just with a lot more oomph underneath that hood, that's for sure. Especially when you go on throttle and then your 10-speed drops down and you're off and running. Look at this. God, oh my God. It comes on like a freight train, it really does. And because the truck doesn't use a lot of extra body work, you're not adding a bunch of weight to the truck, which is really, really nice. All right, guys, I'm hoping that you were able to get a whole feel for what the Nightmare is all about. We're gonna get back to Elder Ford and wrap this one up, so I will see you in a split second. All right, guys, another great day here at Elder Ford. Definitely gotta thank Nadia, Michael, and the rest of the crew getting us this Nightmare. It really showcases what some of these other brands are doing with the Ford products, whether it's Shelby American, whether it's Tuscany, but definitely this Roush. If you're looking for a street sleeper-esque kind of truck, even though this thing is bright red and it does have some Roush names on it, I really think that people aren't going to know what the heck it is. But boy, oh boy, when you get on throttle and you see them in their rear view, you could wave to them as you go bye-bye and you just disappear. But if it's trucks like these modified trucks, turnkey examples right from Roush and the other big names you want to keep seeing on Rady's Rise, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rise family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Rady's Rise merch. Got to get out the Crown Vic. He's loving these trucks. He's loving superchargers. He wants to get a supercharger tattooed on his thigh, his inner thigh. Interesting location, but hey, to each their own. Thank you, Vic, for your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.